Well, good morning, friends, and welcome to my channel. I am Crystal, and this is Homemaking on the Homestead. And I thought it would be fun today to do a little coffee with Crystal. I have a list of topics to share with you, and just ideas, questions to ask you guys, see what you think. Everything from a little bit of self-care, updates on my reading. What book am I reading now? And what did I finish reading in January? What am I reading now? And I wanted to share an update on my Afghan so you can see how far I've gotten on that. And I think, and probably something else put in there as well. So, ladies, grab your cup of coffee and let's chat. So once again, it seemed like the last couple of weeks got kind of busy. I had one of my California daughters come for a visit. We were busy, I should say I have been busy just continuing to go through my house. It's crazy how much a person can accumulate, even in a short period of time. But some of these areas and things that I'm digging through are a long period of time. So let's see, this year we will have been in our house for 30 years. So you collect. And even though I've done big purges and things like that, I still had things to go through. So every time I seem to open a drawer or a closet, I'm like, oh, there's more to go through. Oh, I haven't done that yet. So that was kind of what I was focused on, a bit of that. Been spending time working on my blanket, my Afghan, and just kind of going through those cozy winter routine days that I absolutely love. Also had a big, huge grocery haul. We had not been we'd been into town several times, but not for a big grocery, maybe just stop at Safeway or something and grab some fruit and milk and vegetables, and that's it. And so it had been over a month since we had been to Costco. So we went into town. My husband and I do the grocery shopping together. He likes to do that. And so we did a big Costco, a big Winco. I did film that, so hopefully I'll have a grocery haul video coming out soon. Hopefully. That's my goal, at least. And quite honestly, I am still waiting for winter to come. I see that you ladies that live in the southeast and the East Coast and stuff have just been getting hit with all kinds of crazy weather. And up here in the Northwest, Pacific Northwest, we're just kind of humming along. It was almost 60 the other day, and I was like, it is time to break out the t-shirts, short sleeve t-shirts, and the flip-flops, and the capris, and let's bring on spring, let's go. But of course, the nights are still pretty cold, and it's just been one of those really odd winters. Not sure what is up with that. And I need to get some housework done today. That is on my list. I have vacuuming and dusting and refreshing the guest room after my daughter's visit. I may have some more family coming to visit soon, so I just wanted to get my house kind of looking spiffy. So that brought me to the topic of chores, homemaking chores. And I'm just curious, how do you manage your chores? How do you manage your chores? Especially if you're, like me, we're retired, empty nest, that kind of thing. And I know that when I had all my kids at home and I was younger, I actually had specific days that I did certain things. So on Mondays, these jobs got done, Tuesday, Wednesday, so forth. And I don't have that anymore because it's not necessary. But sometimes if you don't have some sort of structure, it's easy for things to just let go, or you miss things because you're preoccupied in other ways or other areas. Right now, I kind of just have this daily routine of checking on things, maybe running the vacuum as needed, swiping through the sinks, cleaning the toilet. Of course, I keep up on dishes. I notice the floor needs to be swept, so I sweep the floor. And then every now and then, I can't even say it's weekly, I will go a little deeper, mop the floors, do a little bit more scrubbing here and there and that type of thing. That's kind of the homemaking routine, I guess you could say, that I've come to. So like I say, I have my regular daily morning things and things I try to get out of the way so that I can do fun things like work on my Afghan, which I talked about in a past video. Anyway, and then I'll set aside time to do bigger things, clean the bathtub, wash down the tile. What kind of routine do you have? Or do you have a routine at all? Do you just kind of clean as you see it's needed? Or do you have a specific day you decide to go through the house and just get everything done? What is it that you do to consistently, routinely keep up on your house and keep it clean? So yeah, if you could share with me and all of you other ladies that are reading the comments down below, that would be great. I would love to see how you guys do it. And also, what stage of life are you in? Because obviously it's going to be different if you've got children. It's going to be different if you've got a lot of people coming in and out of your house. Whatever your routine is, could you share? Okay, ladies, I thought it would be fun to talk a little bit about self-care and your routines on that, if you have any. I honestly have to say that I have not been the best in my life at regular, consistent, self-care. As in the things I'm going to share with you in just a minute. I think a lot of it had to do with the fact of, I had a large family. I was always busy. I spent a lot of time outside. I was, in the garden. I was dealing with in the barn with my goats and chickens. So I wasn't the kind of woman that got up in the morning and put her makeup on and did all her, things. It was something that was saved more for if I was going into town or if I had something else to do. Okay, I'm just coming back. My husband had to ask me a question, so I had to get up, and then I'm like, okay, where was I? Self-care. That's what we were talking about. So I'm not a big makeup wearer, and I never have. Like I said, I just had a busy life. I live out in the country. I'm not running into people all the time, so I don't necessarily do that on a regular basis. I know there are some people like Lydia Sherman, if you ever listen to her YouTube channel, she's really enjoyable, but she's always like, get up in the morning and do your things and, comb your hair and put your makeup on and do all those things. And I guess that really hasn't ever been my particular style. About the only consistent thing that I have done over the years is to, I'm a soap maker, so I make my own soap, and I will wash my face with my own soap. And I have this body cream that I absolutely love, and I've been using it for quite a while now. It's from the Seaweed bath company, and this one is eucalyptus and peppermint. It has a really nice smell, lots of nice natural ingredients, and I love this I put this on my face, especially in the winter when my skin gets dry. I also use it on my hands if my hands start to get really dry. Honestly, that's about it. I have heard a lot of things as of late about beef tallow, and lots of people are going crazy about, beef tallow, it's the best. I have never tried that, and I would be interested if any of you ladies have ever tried beef tallow, and if you have, what do you think about it? But other than that, what is your skincare routine? What do you do regularly? Are you a makeup wearer regularly or just on occasions? What do you do? I would love to know. Would you leave me a comment below, and let's talk about skincare routines and what you do. Okay, let me give you some more updates. Let's see, my reading. In January, I think I mentioned that I was reading A Murder is Announced by Agatha Christie. I like my cozy murder mystery type books, and that was such a fun book. Starting last year, or maybe before that, I can't remember, I found another author that I really like. M.C. Beaton is her name, and these are older books, and she has two different series that she does. One is called the Agatha Raisin series, and the other is the Hamish Macbeth. Agatha Raisin takes place in England, and Hamish Macbeth takes place in Scotland. Super fun books. I have really enjoyed them. I was reading one of her books. It was just the next one in the series. What I like about those is because they're older books, I have an easier time finding those in my library. So I'm able to just check them out and read them on the library rather than hoping that I can find them on YouTube and then they don't get taken down before I finish the book. I've had that happen. I like my library for that. Then I decided to switch gears and go for reading a classic book. And I'm looking through my list. I wrote down at the beginning of the year a few classic books that I have not read that I wanted to read, and decided to read John Steinbeck's East of Eden. And that's a big book. I mean, we're talking like 20 hours of audio listening time. And yes, I do all, in case I know most of you probably know this, but if you're new here, I do all my books, usually audiobooks, because I like to listen to those while I take walks, while I'm doing my chores around the house, working in the kitchen or whatever. I love audiobooks. I went on to my library to see if I could get it there. Yes, they had 11 holds on it. And I'm always thinking, why would you have a hold on a library, an audiobook? It didn't make sense. But I think probably the reality is that the library can only let you borrow what they physically have available. So if they have 2 copies of an audiobook, then they can loan out 2 at a time. If they have 1, they can only loan out 1 at a time. So if I'd put a hold on that, I would have been number 12. And I'm like, I didn't want to wait that long. I went back to YouTube to see if I could find it there, and I did. However, it's done by AI voice, and sometimes it's hit and miss. Sometimes those AI voices do okay. Other times they're terrible. And I would say this one's not bad. It's doable. And so I went ahead and started reading that. I'm probably 3 or 4 hours into my 20-hour thing. But, so far I'd say the book is okay. Classic books, it takes a while to kind of sometimes get hooked and then get pulled into the book. The only other John Steinbeck book I have read is The Grapes of Wrath. So I'm embarking on that. Will I finish that before this month ends? I have no idea. We'll see. That is my updated book reading. And of course, I'm continuing to go through the Bible. In mid-January, I started the Bible in 60 days. And I tend to listen to that in the morning with my morning quiet time and my coffee. And sometimes I follow along, sometimes I don't, and I just listen. I have now finished 30 days. I'm like at the day 34 or something like that. And it is a quick pace through the Bible, but I have gone through the Bible every year for the last 20 plus years. So it's okay. I actually, in some ways, am enjoying the faster pace because it's pulling together certain stories, certain things in scripture that I didn't see before, that I'm now seeing, sometimes a better understanding. Last year, I did some deep dives into the Old Testament prophets, Isaiah and Jeremiah, and I'm currently in the book of Isaiah. And I will say that having done that deeper dive study is very, very helpful in my understanding of what is happening at the time as I go through this book. Okay, that's reading updates, and now I'm going to give you I should roll this up so I can give you the unrolling type of view. Have you ever seen people do that where they roll up their blankets and then, unless I stand up right now, and I don't want to lose where I'm at here, so okay, here it is, ladies. This is a very large Afghan, and I am making great progress on it. Can you believe that? I think I probably will do a stand up and let it unroll. Maybe not for this video, but soon. But yeah, that's where my blanket's at right now. I think I'm on row 57 and I have to get to row 72. So, and then I start the border around, and so I'm not too far there. I've really loved this pattern. It is a very pretty looking pattern. You can see these little shell stitches, and the yarn, because it's a multicolored yarn, makes it interesting. Sometimes when you're doing a big project and you're looking at the same color over and over and over, it gets a little old after a while, but I'm enjoying watching how these different colors play out. So yeah, I'm really enjoying it a lot. Now, my last video, I left a link so you can go follow this lady, Creative Grandma, and get the pattern if you're interested. It is what you call an easy 1-row repeat. So if you're fairly new to crocheting, you would have no problem doing this. It is very simple. Once you get the base row established and the second row established, you will understand the pattern completely. It is not difficult. And after that, it's just, it's great. I can listen to my audiobooks while I do it. I can listen to my Bible while I do it. You know, I can watch TV, kind of. You know, I got to pay attention to and I have messed up while in the evening watching something on TV and be like, oh, darn, I have to back up. I'm always admiring when I watch people crochet online and they're sitting there crocheting while watching TV, and I'm like, I can't do that. I cannot do that. And they either have way more experience or they're just very good at multitasking. I don't know. But anyway, that's my updated version, or my updated progress on my blanket. All right, ladies, I think I'm kind of wrapping this up for today. I've got, like I said, I got some chores I need to finish today. I need to get this video, work on editing that. Dinner tonight is burgers on the grill. And so that's going to be super simple. Not much for me to do there. By the way, let me know what you're having for dinner tonight. That's another good one in the comments. What is for dinner at your house today? I've also been doing a lot of baking and cooking and stuff that I will share on another video. You know, winter just seems like a good time. There's nothing like when it's cold outside and the house is smelling like fresh baked cinnamon rolls. Oh, and I'm sitting there knitting my blanket and listening to my audiobook. I feel like, couldn't get much better for a winter day. All right, ladies, I think that covers it all. I hope you have an amazing, awesome day, week ahead, and I will see you all in my next video. Bye-bye.